What's up, everyone? This is Afar and Tim. This is our reaction to the Throne of Allah. This is one of the most anticipated videos. You guys have left many comments down below for us to react to this, so this is our reaction. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, shout out to Merciful Servants for the video. We're reacting to that video.
Let's get to it.
All right. That's how you say Allah in Arabic?
Yeah.
All the praise is for Allah, who is the author of all existence and the most generous to his creation, while he is also the all-compelling. He is the only one worthy of our worship, having no partners, no associates, no sons, no daughters, no one whom he must consult, and no one or anything which has any comparison with him. All the praise is for Allah, who is the King of all who claim sovereignty, the only one who has the right to legislate for his creatures. He is the giver of life. He is the causer of death, while death has no effect upon him, because he is the ever-living, the self-subsisting, the eternal, and the only absolute. All the praise is for Allah, who has power over all things, and there is in reality no power and no strength, no influence to cause benefit or detriment except through him. It is he who created this complex world, the seen and the unseen, the evident and the speculative, the earth and all that is on it,
I'm gonna make a pause
and
real quick.
everything that is in it.
What do you think of the way that he's narrating this? Like the way he's using his words? Like I like the way he's speaking, because it really kind of like puts things into perspective about like Allah, you know, like about God, like to the extent that people don't usually think.
Yeah.
This makes you feel like how grand like Allah is, and in most ways people don't think about things like that. They just go on with their day without really thinking about God or why they're here and all that. But this is really nice the way he's using his words too.
Yeah, like the way that he's speaking to the audience, it sounds like he's a scholar. Like he's well versed. Like sounds like a really wise person, and really done his research to be able to deliver and communicate to his audience of what he's talking about. Right.
And one of the things I noticed, like, do you remember that video we watched, the 99 names of Allah?
Yeah.
Like, there's more than 99, but some of the things that he's explaining about some of the qualities of God, like he's the most merciful and stuff like that, it relates back to his like names and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Let's get back.
It is he who sent his messengers and prophets, alayhimus salam, with the common message of strict monotheism, which simply means that there is absolutely no one worthy of worship, no one worthy of our obedience, except the Almighty, the One, the Absolute, and who has no partners.
The earlier messages, which changed the world and the area in which the prophets were sent, those messages we know have changed, and even the prophets who brought them, their names are now lost. We just know in general, because Allah told us in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. I've sent to every nation a messenger, calling people to worship Allah alone and to avoid the worship of false gods. This essential message has been preserved in Islam in a way that it was never preserved before. Not because the message was different because it was the same message. But because of the fact that there would be no other prophets who would come after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so therefore that message now had to be protected. It had to be preserved in a way none of the earlier messages were preserved.
I'm the latest. What you say you have come to know 40 years back, and what you call the Big Bang is already mentioned in the book which I read, the glorious Quran. It's mentioned 1400 years ago in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, which says, "Awalam yaral lazina kafaru." Do not the unbelievers see anna samawati wal arda kanat ratkan fatnahuma, that the heaven and the earth were joined together and we showed them asunder. What you're talking about, the Big Bang, I try to imagine compressing a spring. I push it closer and closer and closer together, so it's smaller and smaller and smaller, and I've stored a tremendous amount of energy in that spring. And when I let it go, it bursts out, it bursts out, it bursts out. The creation of the universe, which you came to know 40 years back, is already mentioned in this book, the glorious Quran, 1400 years ago. Who could have mentioned that
Predicting the Big
in
Bang
the
and
Quran?
all that.
So they just will say, maybe someone wrote, maybe it's a fluke, maybe it's a guesswork.
A human being, regardless of who they are, or where they are, or what they do, will have this curiosity. They'll want to know, why am I here? How did I get here? And do I have a purpose? And if so, what is it? The only one who would really be able to answer that question would be the Creator himself. If there is a Creator, it would be up to him to tell us why we were created and what he expects from us and what this life is really about.
That's why it's the Quran. It's the book.
Allah has shown the people from the time of Adam until right now, has shown the people what he wants from them. And it's a very simple thing. And that is that worship be for him alone without any partners. In fact, we know this life to be a test from Almighty God. That's why we're born, and that's why we die. Because there has to be a beginning and an end for us to be tested on. The next life, after this life, no one will ever die again. A bad person or a good person. Both are brought back, and they continue to live in the next life, either in good shape or not so good shape, depending on how they did on the test. The worship of the God of Abraham, that was what was taught by these prophets.
The Lord of the Arsh al-Kursi. We're talking about the Lord of the worlds. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We're talking about the Lord of the entire universe and beyond. The entire universe and beyond. You know, we live in this dunya, and we are fascinated with this dunya which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indeed has created in a beautiful manner. We're fascinated. There are over billions of people which live on this dunya at this moment in time. Over 6 billion people that live on the dunya at this moment in time. This dunya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so big that there is space in this dunya for billions and billions and billions or more people. But what is this dunya in comparison to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created out there? This dunya is insignificant. This dunya is meaningless to Allah. It means nothing. It is worthless. So worthless, compare it with the sun. The sun is one star. You know more science than me. You'll be able to tell me better. Take this planet Earth and you place it inside the sun, and you will be able to place 1.3 million Earths in the sun. 1.3 million Earths in the sun.
It's a big number.
Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. The sun is one star. One star. There are stars out there which are millions of times bigger than the sun.
Isn't that crazy?
You tell me this, that you need millions and millions of stars to make one galaxy. And then you tell me this, that there are zillions of galaxies out there.
It always blows my
Let
mind.
me tell you on top of this, my
This part
friend.
of it.
After this, whatever you see above, whatever you see above, when you raise your head and you look above, whatever you see above, the zillions and zillions and zillions of galaxies, let me tell you, this is everything there is within the first heaven. Everything there is within the first heaven, and Allah is the creator of 7 heavens.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but there's 7 levels of heaven.
And the distance between the first heaven and the second heaven,
depending on how good you do, you go higher pretty much.
You know, the distance that can be covered in 500 years, at what speed? Only Allah knows. Only Allah knows. But it will take 500 years to get from the first heaven to the second heaven. 500 years from the second to the third, third to the fourth, fourth to the fifth, fifth to the sixth, sixth to the seventh. Every time it will take 500 years. After the 7 heavens,
the kursi means the throne, pretty much.
وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You all read the ayat al-kursi. You all know the ayat al-kursi. After this, you have the kursi of Allah. You have the chair of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know these 7 heavens that we've just talked about? In comparison to the kursi of Allah, they're non-existent. They're meaningless. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given an example in a hadith just to give us a little bit of understanding with regards to the 7 heavens in comparison to the kursi of Allah. Take a ring from your finger, take it off, the small ring that you have, and place it, let's say, in a desert, the Sahara Desert. It's the biggest desert in the world. You know that ring that we take off from our fingers and place it in the Sahara Desert? What comparison is in between the ring and the Sahara Desert? Nothing. Nothing. The 7 heavens is the ring, and the kursi of Allah is the Sahara Desert. After the kursi of Allah, you have the arsh of Allah. وَكَانَ عَرْشُهُ عَلَى الْمَاءِ. You have the arsh of Allah. Again, Rasulullah has explained, so just so that we can understand. Take the ring, place it in the desert. This time, the ring is the kursi and the arsh is the desert. What is the kursi in comparison to the arsh of Allah? Nothing. Then you have angels which carry the arsh of Allah. Their heads are in the 7th heaven and their feet are in the lowest earth. My friends, then you have the Lord of the earth. لا تدركه الأبصار ويدرك الأبصار وهو اللطيف الخبير. He is beyond the size of Allah. Who Allah is, what Allah is. The greatness of Allah is beyond the comprehension of my little mind. This is the being that you and I are messing with.
It's really chilling, some of like the recitations and like the edits and stuff that they've used.
Yeah.
I'll speak on this part later. If I remember. So humans think they're big, but if God doesn't give you the knowledge in the first place, you will not know how to question things anyways.
Exactly.
think that's it. That's a great video.
Yeah, it was
in my
good.
opinion. Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to touch about on subjects in this video was just because I know you're Christian, but like there's people who believe that Jesus is God and all that. But I just want you to like look in comparison to what like how God is spoken of in the Quran versus how like Jesus in the Bible, you know, kind of like Jesus, like they say is God, but he's also a man, right? And a man is weak, but like to put like astaghfirullah, like to put Allah in like a human form is just like so diminishing of his level, because especially like the way they talk about him, you know, like his level is beyond everything, you know.
Yeah.
Like we don't know too much, but like size, like intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, like everything is beyond us. So for us to be like, I see God right here, he's in human form, like it's very diminishing. I feel like if something is just beyond you, you will not understand it whatsoever, you know. It's like sometimes math is beyond me, I'm not that good at math. You know. But like same thing with this, you know, if you just don't have the capacity for it, you know, there's something special there that you don't understand.
Absolutely.
And with God, you just you're not ever supposed to understand it, you know. It's just the level is too high for us. But yeah, what did you take away from this video? Was it like the recitation, the visuals, the way that they use some sound effects in there?
Well, what I really found fascinating is the way that they compared, like, you know, how grand God is, right? You know, when they used the analogy of like, you know, the Earth is basically like 1.5 million of the sun, and then there's suns that are bigger than that, and then you need however many
like galaxies, and then there's zillions of those. It's just insane, man. That
right?
level you cannot even like comprehend.
And the fact that God created everything to that extent, like, it's just mind blowing, right? So.
Like for example, like I know it puts things into perspective, and it's not like a fair comparison, but if you look at how like limited humans are, like take for example the PlayStation 5. Like they're trying to manufacture this to get this out to as many people as they can, and they just keep running out of it. They just aren't able to put it out as fast as they can. But imagine all these planets, all these universes, all these galaxies, all these people, all the sand in the desert. Like God just creates these easy, you know. So that's my thing with like the whole topic of like Jesus God. It's just like the level is not the same, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that stick out to you?
What I found interesting was, like, I heard of the saying seventh heaven, but I never really I never really like looked into it.
Yeah, based on how well you do, pretty much there's different levels of heaven that you can get into.
Yeah, I didn't know, like,
one of the things that I told you that I was gonna mention after the video, is right? That it said that no one can intercede on your behalf, only Allah, unless He allows others to do it, you know. So that goes back to kind of like the Shia Sunni side, and for our side, like the Imams, which are the household of the Prophet, the Ahlul Bayt, you know, alayhi salam. Yeah. We believe that because they're a holy people and they're appointed by God, and they're the closest people in terms of being pure and pious. Yeah. That those are the only people that can, as the Quran said, be able to kind of like ask God to have mercy on us, you know, intercede on our behalf.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of the time when people do talk about the Quran, that's one thing that they don't really mention. Like, who are these people that can intercede on our behalf? To be able to like intercede to God on our behalf, they have to be someone of a high level, someone God created that doesn't sin, that's pure. So who are these people? And we say it's the Imams, but on the other side, they don't really have like a person that they can point to. But yeah, something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So any last minute words before we finish this?
No? Just a great. It was just a great video. Like, it made me, like, it makes me think that, you know,
There's a lot to look for, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you feel like there's just one book, but one book will lead you to another, and it just opens your mind to so much more. There's a lot of stuff out there. You just gotta take one step, you know, towards the right thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, aside from that, if you're done, then I'd like to tell them about the challenge.
Oh yeah.
So, for you guys that are interested in seeing Tim fast for the first time this Ramadan, try and get our channel to 2,000 subs, because we're trying to grow. We're trying to help a lot of other people gain knowledge just as we are trying to learn ourselves.
Yeah.
It will help us tremendously, put out a lot more videos for you guys to be entertained, for you guys to learn along just as we are.
Yeah.
If you do get us to that, before Ramadan starts, Tim will fast. And he will vlog his experience,
Fasting.
what it's like fasting first time for a Christian, for a non-Muslim.
Yeah.
Which will be pretty entertaining because I know he loves his food. He's a foodie.
Yeah,
so,
I just ate before shooting this video.
So I would like to see how he takes it, how he handles it.
And Safar's going to instruct me on what I need to do properly, so that I can make sure that I'm fasting the right way.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to sub, like, comment down below if you want to see any other videos. We
send your recommendations.
Yes.
Any recommendations that you have, we definitely go through them, and we go ahead and react to the videos that you recommend.
All right, until next time.
All right,
peace.
We're out.